This new moon, it is your invitation to build the version of you who can finally hold the life that you've been trying to manifest. It is the closest new supermoon of the entire year. It is also activating a rare and intense fixed grand cross, and with no planets retrograde, the momentum is real right now. And hi everyone, I am Alexie Gigi. Welcome back to my channel if you're watching me here on YouTube, or welcome back to the Alexie Gigi podcast if you're listening to me here on Spotify. I'm so grateful that you're here with me today, and today we're going to dive deep into the new moon in Taurus that is happening on April 27th, 2025 at 7 degrees at 3:31 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's the time it peaks at, so that'd be 2:31 p.m. Central Standard Time, and make sure you adjust accordingly based on your time zone, and I'm going to have mostly all the time zones down below in the description, so make sure you check that out. And this is a big, complex, but beautiful new moon filled with immense opportunity and intense energy as well. This moon holds massive manifestation power, but also tension. But when you know how to alchemize that, it becomes your biggest portal for massive growth. And that's exactly what I'm here for. I'm here to teach you how to alchemize and transmute the energy of this new moon in Taurus. And so let us dive in. Today, we're going to be breaking all of this up into 3 chapters. So chapter 1, we're going to be talking all about this new moon in Taurus, the transits that go along with it, and how it will be affecting you. In chapter 2, what to do and what not to do from now when you're watching this video until May 4th. In chapter 3, I'm going to teach you how to transmute this energy from the fixed grand cross that is happening this new moon in Taurus. I'm going to teach you how to alchemize the energy and use that tension, use that challenge, use that pain, and turn it into power. I'm going to teach you how to manifest with this new moon in Taurus. And before we dive in, obviously I want to remind you guys to help you fully harness this energy. I did make the new moon in Taurus workbook for you guys to utilize, and you can use it from now until May 4th, and it is filled with everything you need, and it's personalized to each birth chart based on the area of your life that is going to be affected by this new moon in Taurus, because there is one specific area of your life, which is one specific house of your chart where the new moon transits through. Therefore, it's going to be activating that area, and that area is the area that you want to send attention in, that you want to really, really focus in, that you want to like pour most of your energy into, where you are being asked to plant seeds in, where you are going to receive a massive new beginning in this area of your life. And the workbook has rituals, it has shadow work, it has everything personally made for you, everything that you need, a curated vibrational playlist as well that you can listen to until May 4th that is curated personally for this new moon in Taurus and all the energy and the fixed grand cross. So if you guys want to download that, I'll have it linked down in the description. And don't forget, I also have the Taurus guided meditation experience, and this one is a manifestation guided meditation, which are my favorites. I love manifestation meditations, but this is all about grounding your energy, using Taurus's like earthy nature energy to ground yourself, but to also call in that abundance and to clear any blocks that you may have so you can be aligned with the next level version of yourself. Now let's get into it. Light a candle, grab some crystals, grab some water, stay hydrated, grab a pen and a paper if you want to jot down some notes, drink some tea, like light some incense, set the mood, and let's get into the video. Okay, chapter 1, let's talk about this new moon. So first of all, this is a super new moon, and it's the closest super new moon of the entire year of 2025. So basically what that means is that the moon is at its closest to Earth, right? So it's going to be about 222,222 miles from the moon to the Earth center. So there's going to be a stronger pull on the tectonic plates of Earth. Therefore, the seismic activity that we always experience during full moons and new moons is going to be like times 100 because it's going to be closer. It has a stronger magnetic pull on our bodies. It has a stronger magnetic pull on our Earth's tectonic plates. And most importantly, it has a stronger pull on our emotional and energetic systems. So first, back to the basics for like a second. What is a new moon? So a new moon marks the beginning of a new lunar cycle. And it's basically when the moon is up in the sky, it's void, right? It's free of energy. It is beginning. It's a great time to plant seeds. It's a great time to set new intentions, and a great time for a new beginning. And this is when the sun and the moon both align. They're in a conjunction, which in astrology means that they're literally just right next to each other. sharing each other's energy. So the sun and moon align in the same sign. So right now in Taurus. And this is encouraging us to focus on what we truly, truly want to create right now. It's a blank canvas, fertile opportunity for just all this energy just sitting there that we can take and we can work with and we can create on top of this energy. And Taurus in particular is very special when we have a new moon in the sign of Taurus, because it's all about like grounding down to our roots and creating something that is long lasting. That is what Taurus is all about. It's about that like stability and security and that structure beneath it all to like last for a lifetime. And as I said before, this new moon is going to be affecting all of us very differently, because obviously we're all very different people and we all also have very different birth charts and very different placements. Therefore, it is so important to pull up your transit chart, just check to see what house the new moon in Taurus is going to be transiting through, because that house represents a specific area of your life where you will be receiving a new beginning, where you should be really doing shadow work in and just pouring a lot of your energy and being very mindful in. And in the workbook, I do guide you through each house, and I have specific rituals and specific shadow works made for each house in that workbook. Now Taurus. So Taurus is, I love this sign because it's all about comfort, it's all about security and stability, but it's also all about luxury. It's all about like the finer things in life, and it's also all about your self-worth and your values. It's an earth sign, it's a fixed sign, and also helps us to find stillness in it all. It helps us to tune in to the natural vibrations of earth as well. It's very, very earthy, like nature energy. Taurus is also the sign of abundance, of self-worth and money and your wealth. So right now is an amazing time to call in that abundance, to call in that money, to call in that wealth, because Taurus is directly related to the second house in astrology, and the second house represents money, your possessions, worths, your values, your self-worth, beauty, and luxury. So really, this is the sign of like gold jewelry. This is the sign of silk pillowcases. This is a sign of like cashmere socks. This is the sign of your checking account overflowing because you know that you're worth it. You know that you're worthy of it. Taurus isn't loud, but it's rich, and it doesn't chase, it attracts. It's always grounded in I deserve this and not like I need to earn this. So this is a beautiful time to set intentions regarding your wealth, your abundance, and receiving more than you could ever even think about receiving. This is about owning your desires without guilt, and also aligning your values to your income, and also all about reprogramming your relationship to money and your feeling of worthiness. This is the moon to call in that luxury and that stability, and that security, in that peace that feels safe, that feels sustainable, that feels sensual. Taurus wants us to build something real. Taurus wants us to build something that aligns with our core values, that aligns with our morals, that aligns with our true beliefs underneath it all, stripping away all the limiting beliefs or all the things that we were like taught as children, like stripping it all and getting down to like our root beliefs, our beliefs of our highest self. Here is what makes this new moon even more potent and very complex, and that is the fixed grand cross, which now leads us into talking about the transits of this new moon. And the main transit, like the huge star, like the literally thing that's screaming out to me when I first looked at the chart of this new moon, I was like, wow, like that is intense. That is a little bit complicated, very, very complex, because basically what a fixed grand cross is so it's two squares. So let me just paint you this picture. I'm going to insert a picture right here so you can see what I'm talking about, and I'm going to circle all the planets that I'm talking about, and I'm going to draw it out so you can see this square in action. So first we have the moon, okay? The moon is squaring Pluto. Pluto is in the sign of Aquarius. Now, the moon is also squaring Mars in Leo. Mars and Pluto are opposing each other, which is basically like a power struggle right there. But then we also have Mars and Pluto both making another square, two squares from Mars and from Pluto to Lilith. Lilith is a point in astrology that represents our dark feminine energy, that represents our rage, that represents everything that like we are ashamed of or we feel guilty about. Lilith is all about like setting boundaries and not taking no for an answer. If you know anything about like the myth of Lilith, like, you know, the mythology, it's when Lilith like was in the garden Garden of Eden, and Adam like basically like tried to come onto her, and she shut him down. Like she would not submit to Adam, and so she was kicked out of the Garden of Eden. She breaks the rules. She is strong in her truth. She rules over sovereignty. She will not comply. She stands on her boundaries. She stands on her truth. She is that raw, wild energy. And this past full moon in Libra, we also had Lilith. Lilith was conjuncting the moon last time, and now we have it opposing the moon. So she is still very much like prevalent within this new moon in Taurus. So as you can see, a grand cross literally forms across through this transit chart. So it happens when 4 planets are in a square, 90-degree angles, and forming oppositions, 180-degree angles from each other as well. And a fixed grand cross is a grand cross, like this cross right there, but in the same modality, so in all fixed signs. Taurus, Moon, Aquarius, Pluto, Leo, Mars, and Lilith in Scorpio. Now I want you guys to understand like what type of energy is going on right now, because it can be a little confusing if like you're just getting into astrology. So I'm gonna try to explain this like the best of my ability so you guys can understand what I'm trying to like tell you, what energy we are feeling right now, because it is like a lot of energy. Because obviously we have all these 4 like energies of these fixed signs just like kind of tension, there's challenge, there's like push and pull of energies, like they're just not getting along. That's what squares and oppositions basically are, just like them kind of like battling with each other, not being able to really like decide on a certain thing because they all want different things. They all are having different energies. They all want to do different things, and they cannot agree for the life of them. And they're also very, very stubborn, every single one of them. And fixed signs are known for being very, very stubborn. They're also known to be stable, like determined. They hold down the middle of each season, and they are known to be very persistent. They're known to be just very, very deep and very, very, very resistant to change. They hate change, which makes a fixed grand cross really intense because they're all digging into each other and refusing to submit, refusing to agree, because they all want different things and they're all very, very stubborn. None of them want to budge right now. So imagine 4 planets, 4 energies, all in the most stubborn zodiac signs imaginable: Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. And all of them are like locking eyes in the sky. They're all having a staring contest, and none of them wants to budge. None of them wants to give in. They refuse to give in. This creates tension. This creates pressure. This creates emotional triggers. This creates power plays, power dynamics, especially with the Mars and Pluto opposition, because Mars is the planet of action, of motivation, of drive. And Pluto is the planet of transformation, of death, of rebirth, of like a huge spiritual awakening. And they're both very, very, very powerful planets. And they're both in an opposition, meaning that they both want to be right now. They're both trying to take all the energy and the other one's taking all the energy back. They're like in a tug of war type of situation. And right now you might feel that type of battle in that area of your life that all of this is happening in. And there's a lot of tension there. And that tension is a lot of energy, right? Because you have all the energy of like the strongest, like most stubborn sign, and also like the strongest planets as well. You have all that energy happening, but all that energy, you can look at that energy and you can think like, oh my God, this is such challenging energy and it is going to destroy my life. Like I'm going to have such a hard time because of this tension, because of this challenge. Or you can look at that energy as energy. That's it. Energy is energy. If it's positive energy, if it's negative energy, doesn't matter. Energy is energy that you can take. Like you can take that energy and you can transmute it from a negative, from challenging, from like that tension, and you can transmute it into power. You can alchemize that energy and make it work in your favor. That's why I always say, like, don't look at squares, don't look at, fixed grand crosses or retrogrades or any of like the challenging astrological transits as actually being a challenge for you, because it's not. It's opportunity. And this is a massive opportunity for breakthrough. Now we're going to see a lot of truth coming to light, because Leo in the side of Mars, a Leo Mars is all about like shining bright, like really, really setting your boundaries and shining bright and leadership. And it's all about truth. And also Aquarius is a sign of truth. So we're going to be seeing a lot of truth come to light. And listen, in chapter 3, I'm also going to go through everything and teach you how to alchemize and transmute this energy. But let's talk a little bit more about each, placement in particular. So the new moon in Taurus, where we are planting our seeds, where we are receiving this new beginning in our life, that area, that new moon in Taurus is craving stability, is craving comfort, is craving peace, is craving slowness. But it's squaring off with Mars in Leo, which is craving like creative risk. It's craving bold and assertive movements. It's craving attention. It's craving go, go, go. It's craving drama. It's craving chaos. Like having fun in chaos. That's the energy of Mars and Leo, honestly. And then we have Lilith and Scorpio, which brings up our raw, wild, like truth. It brings that feminine rage. It brings that like, I'm not taking no for an answer. Like, I know what I want and I'm going to do whatever it takes to get there. And then we have Pluto in Aquarius, which is trying to burn everything down, and trying to rebuild our identity from the ashes. It's like the part of you that wants to feel safe is being asked to take a leap. The part of you that wants to control everything is being asked to surrender. And the part of you that just wants to chill is being asked, no, it's time to evolve. And like I said, this does not have to be challenging. This does not have to be confusing, because the fixed grand cross isn't here to punish you. They exist to push you past your edge. They exist to literally shove you into what you were meant to be doing. They're not here to like baby talk you or gentle parrot you. They're here to throw you off the damn cliff. And because it's a new moon, this moment is incredibly sacred for setting that new intentions. You are literally being pushed into this new reality, pushed into this new version of yourself. And you can either ignore all of this, you can ignore everything that's going on right now, and you're still gonna feel like you're being pushed, and it's gonna feel a little challenging to you. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like it might feel a little challenging to you, but if you alchemize the energy, it's not gonna feel challenging, because you're gonna literally take it by its horns and you're gonna do what you need to do to get to where you need to be. It's all in your hands. This is your life. This is your reality. You create it. Astrology, the planets, the moon, is just giving you energy that you can work with, and you can choose to work with it or you cannot choose to work with it. And because it's a new moon, this moment is incredibly sacred for setting your intentions. You cannot do it from a shallow place. This new moon is asking you to get real, to get deep, to get raw. And this new moon in Taurus, it is taking your intentions very, very seriously, because the ruler of this new moon, right, Taurus, is ruled by Venus. So Venus is the ruling planet of this new moon in Taurus. And Venus is a planet of love, beauty, art, aesthetics, creativity, which we'll talk about in a second. But Venus right now is in the sign of Pisces, which it loves to be in, but it's also conjunct Saturn. And Saturn is the planet of discipline. It's a planet of structure. It's the planet of getting things done and like knowing what you have to do and being disciplined in order to get there. So the intentions that you set on this new moon in Taurus, like you are really being asked to get 100,000% real. Like, do you actually want these things? Because you set these intentions, the universe is going to give it to you. And it's also going to give you opportunities to like show yourself and prove to yourself that you are ready to live in that vibration. And it may come as like a little bit of a challenge due to this fixed grand cross. And it's not here to test you. It's here to prep you and get you into that exact frequency of your manifestation. So you need to be really real with yourself. Do you actually want this? Do you want everything that comes with it? And this isn't about just writing, I want money, or I am rich, or I want love in your journal, doing simple little affirmations. This is about asking yourself, what is a version of me that already has it? And why am I still afraid to become them? Like, what is standing in my way? This is your moment to get real with yourself. This fixed grand cross will show you the reasons why you haven't manifested your desire, why you are not that person already. Like, it will show you the reason why. And that's why it's so important to, do that shadow work and to really be mindful. And all the shadow work you need is in the New Moon and Taurus workbook if you guys want to utilize that. But I do just make these workbooks so it's easier for you guys. And you don't need to do a whole lot to work with the energy. You just need to commit. And this new moon gives you that soil to plant this new you. This is tension, but it's also transformation and opportunity, like we talked about. So when you're setting intentions this week, let it be scary. Let it stretch you. Let it be bold. Let yourself be uncomfortable. You're not manifesting from fantasy right now. No, you're manifesting from power, extreme, intense power. And in chapter 3, I'll teach you how to manifest with the energy and how to transmute it. But if you obviously want to go deeper, the New Moon and Taurus workbook will help you out with that. And it's personal to you, obviously. So it's going to come with a whole guide on how you can personally personally transmute this energy right now based on the area of your life that is being affected. And also, like we just talked about, right? Venus is the ruler of this new moon in Taurus, and it's all about that love, creativity, divine feminine energy, art, aesthetics. And now is the perfect time, obviously, with this Venetian energy for your glow up journey. I told you guys, like, we're in an era of all of our glow up journeys, especially now to May 4th, especially because we have no planets in retrograde. Like, let me just remind you of that. No planets are retrograde right now, and we just came from like a really hectic month of March, and with all those eclipses and all those retrogrades, Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde, like everything was just kind of like taking us back and asking us to reflect and asking us to revise. And retrogrades are like, right, they're going in backwards motion, but now everything is forward again, everything is moving. So we have like this clear energy, this clear channel. We have this huge momentum, like this huge push from like every like instance of astrology right now is pushing us, especially with the Grand Cross. Like, it's just like a mass push in the direction that like you've been needing to go in order to become the person that you want to be. And especially because Mars just moved out of the sign of Cancer. Mars was in Cancer for a while, and Mars hated being in the sign of Cancer. Okay, hated it. Cancer and Mars just do not mix. Mars just wants to go, go, go. And Cancer is just not that. And it was just very like passive aggressive energy. It just kind of kept us feeling a little bit stuck. But now Mars has entered the sign of Leo. And this is all about like that bold action, that assertiveness, that leadership, like actually doing what needs to be done in order to get there. And also we have Mercury just left a water sign as well. And Mercury is also in the sign of Aries. We also have a lot of like Aries energy right now too. Like that push, that momentum. Venus is also going to be entering the sign of Aries very, very soon, which is also going to be my Venus return. So if you have your Venus in Aries, you most likely will also have your Venus return very soon. And if you don't know what a Venus return is, I've talked about this in some of like my glamour magic videos, my feminine videos, but like to glow up, this is your moment to glow up. Like this is like the one time a year where you have like this huge like bubble of possibility and energy that you can take to make yourself feel more beautiful, to make yourself feel more confident, to like level up your looks, level up your beauty, level up every piece of you. I'm so excited for my Venus return. I have so many things planned. Also a great time to do glamour magic, obviously, just like this past full moon Libra, they're both ruled by Venus. So right now is even like a more beautiful time to do glamour magic too, because it is a new moon for setting new intentions, but it goes beautifully along with like what you did for the past full moon in Libra. And I do have a video all about glamour magic too if you want to check that out. And also a great time for mirror work as well. Obviously it's a part of glamour magic, but it's also a great way to manifest, and it's very like Venetian energy, Venetian theme, which is what this new moon is ruled by. And I did just post a mirror work video, like a tutorial how to do it, like why it works and everything like that. And I think that was like the most recent video, yeah, it was. So you guys can go check that out if you don't know about mirror work, if you're curious about it, and if you want to learn how to do it. And also, let's not forget, this is the time to manifest wealth, to manifest abundance. It's that Taurus energy, it's that abundance energy, it's that second house energy. Chapter 2, what to do and not to do. Okay, number 1 of what to do is Taurus is a very, very earthy energy, okay, and it's all about grounding. That is kind of like the bottom line of this new moon. You want to be grounding. Okay, so this means go outside, take off your shoes, take off your socks, and plant your feet on the ground and ground yourself. Taurus energy is your anchor, basically. So if you want to work with herbs right now, like now is a perfect time to work with herbs. You can even make like an intention setting tea and have like a little like tea ritual with your tea. So you can use herbs such as chamomile, cinnamon in your tea, thyme for courage, like rosemary for clarity, rose, patchouli, great Venetian theme, cedar for Taurus as well. And with the tea, like you use these herbs, and basically you're gonna put your honey in it, and then you're gonna get your little magic. So I have a little magic spoon. I love it. Let me show it to you guys actually. Okay, I'm back and I grabbed these little spoons. I just had to show you guys because I'm obsessed with them. I'm pretty sure I got them in Salem, Massachusetts at like a little witchy store. I'm not exactly sure which one, but you can find these honestly like any little witchy, like spiritual, like crystal store maybe, or you can just search it online. I'm sure they have it online too, but I have these little spoons dedicated to my like intention ritual teas. And basically what I'll do is while I am stirring my honey, while I'm stirring my sugar, like whatever you want to stir into your tea, I will stir an intention into the tea. So I will say an intention, like for example, like, I don't know, like I am abundant, like I have $400,000 in my bank account just for the month of April, like whatever it is that you want to call in, that you want to manifest, you're going to stir into your tea with intention and just feel that energy. I like to play high vibrational frequencies while I'm doing this also. 432 hertz, perfect for manifesting. 528 hertz, perfect for like glowing up energy. But I love 432 hertz. That's like honestly my favorite for manifesting. I have a Spotify playlist playlist too if you guys need some like manifestation frequencies as well. And my favorite for manifesting is, it's literally, the title of it is called Miracle Manifestation Frequency, 432 Hertz, and I have that on my playlist. But if you guys do want like a curated playlist, it also comes with the workbook, and it also comes with the meditation as well. And this will be a curated playlist like on Spotify as well as on YouTube. Playlist to help you manifest, a playlist to help you call in that abundant energy and to help you get into the next level version of yourself. So yeah, also a good time to garden, obviously the earth energy, and doing things like creation energy, so you can like cook, garden, work with crystals, make sure you work with herbs. Also scents are amazing too for this Taurus energy, like the Venetian theme. So like rose scents, patchouli scents, amber scents, just use different essential oils, different incense as well. I'd really like stick with the rose too. Rose is very, very Venetian energy. Cedarwood, patchouli, vanilla, sandalwood, thyme, ylang ylang too. I do not know if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's the YLANG times 2. I have a little incense in that, but that's all like very like feminine energy based, especially if you like want to like manifest a glow up or enhance like your sensuality. Do a grounding manifestation meditation. Okay, you want to be utilizing Taurus's grounding earthy energy, and the best way to do this is to do a grounding meditation. And especially if you want to be manifesting, like meditations just get you in, like get to your subconscious mind, rewires your subconscious mind, and like rewires any limiting beliefs you have, rewires any blocks you have, rewires like any feelings of unworthiness that you have, and it gets you to that spot on a cellular level, gets you to the beliefs that you like should be believing in yourself already on a cellular level. So make sure you do a grounding meditation. You can find some like on the internet. I also made the new moon in Taurus manifestation meditation experience for you guys to utilize. I'll have it available in the description. It's also available on my website, alexiegigi.com, and it's about 20 minutes long, and I love making these meditations for you guys. I use the meditations all the time. And listen, like even if all you do this new moon in Taurus is just do a 20-minute meditation and then just look into what house the new moon is transiting for you and just do a little bit of like journaling work, that is enough. Like you don't need to do so many things. And when I have these lists of things that to do and not to do, this is just to give you ideas on how to work with the energy. You can do all of them if you're feeling called to do all of them. Obviously do all of them, but you do not have to. If you just do like one thing on the list, if you just be mindful, be present in the moment, and just like know about it, like even just being educated about it, especially being educated about like how the new moon is affecting you right now, like what area of your life is being illuminated, that's all you need to do. And especially with my workbooks too, like I feel like I've gotten a lot of comments that's just like, oh, there's so much in this workbook, and like a lot of you love it, which I'm still gonna make my workbooks filled with everything you could possibly need. Like that's just what I want to do for you guys. Like I just want to give you one thing that has everything you need and more of it, so you guys can choose how much of it you want to utilize. That's what like I have in the beginning of my workbook. Like I have different pages marked with like little moon signs, which is the most important like activities or rituals or things that you should focus on for this new moon in Taurus, and the rest of it is just like extra things that you can choose to do or you cannot choose to do. It's really just based on your own intuition. So it is great for beginners. It is great for someone who is a little bit more advanced as well, but you get to choose like what you want to get out of it. Number 3 of what to do is obviously alchemize the energy of this fixed grand cross and new moon in Taurus and manifest with that energy. And in the new moon in Taurus workbook, I teach you exactly how to do this, personalized for you obviously, and I will also touch on it in chapter 3. But also because Mars, which is part of this fixed grand cross, right, which I didn't talk about in chapter 1, I forgot to talk about, but I'll talk about it right here. But Mars is also trining Neptune, which is the planet of like dreaminess, of mystical energy, of spiritual energy. And so this is really like telling us that we should be transmuting this energy into something creative as well. So creative energy, which leads us to the next one of what to do is do something creative. Channel this energy into a creative project. So whether that be like your favorite hobby, whether this be again gardening, cooking, whether this be drawing, painting, creative journaling, creative design, dancing, singing, just creating something, like creating a flower arrangement, especially flowers with Venetian energy. Or even like if you are, honestly, this is going to be the next one too, but like do something like at a comfort. So even I'm telling you, like, yes, like have like a movie night to yourself or with your boyfriend or with your significant other or with your friends, have a little movie night and literally just put on a comfort movie. Okay, Taurus is all about comfort. Put on a comfort movie, put on your PJs, put on a little face mask, and just literally have a night to yourself doing absolutely doing nothing but sitting in your bed, laying horizontally and like eating some comfort food, eating some mac and cheese, eating some ice cream. Like, just let yourself indulge a little. Like, obviously not like too much, because Fixed Grand Cross is not gonna want you to like indulge too much. But just indulge, eat some ice cream, eat some mac and cheese, eat some pizza, lay in bed, get horizontal, put on your comfiest PJs, but also use like silk PJs, okay? Put on a silk eye mask, do like a very like luxurious self mask, go get a facial too. This is Taurus, this is luxury energy. This is like, go on like Revolve right now and get yourself some cashmere socks. Like, treat yourself, get yourself a cashmere sweater, get yourself some nice linen flowy pants for the summer. Like, if you have the means, treat yourself. And if you want to save money, you can still treat yourself by doing little activities that will show yourself some love. Because this is Venetian energy too. It's all about loving yourself, just like the full moon in Libra. And I do it every single day regardless, but it's great to just give your body some love. Lymphatic drainage massage, like feel on your body. Give yourself a lymphatic drainage for your whole body. Like, you can do it yourself. Go out and get it if you want. Just do a little face mask. Do your skincare, but do it 10 times more slowly. Like, get into your feminine energy a little bit. Do a hair mask. Read a book. Just get comfortable. Get lazy. This is your excuse to be lazy this weekend if you needed an excuse. Now, the Mars trining Neptune also encourages us to act on our passions and act on our desires, right? And even it's kind of like taking risks with our passions and risks with our desires. So we're gonna feel really inspired, because Mars is all about action. Mars is drive and motivation, and Neptune is our passion. So this is your sign to literally go for it, to literally like live in the thrill of something and to find comfort in as well. You will find comfort if you decide to go the route of just like going for it and like living just for the thrill of it all. Also, like your passions and your desires too. Like, this whole Grand Cross, especially Mars to Neptune as well, and like the Taurus energy is really asking you to find a hobby. Like, if you don't have a hobby, if all your hobbies are is like laying horizontally or like scrolling through TikTok, this is your sign to get a hobby. So find something that lights you up. So find something that you feel passionate about. Like, I have a lot of hobbies. Obviously, one of my main hobbies, which is now like my career, is astrology and spirituality, meditation. I love creative design as well. It could even be journaling. It could be knitting, it could be painting, it could be doing crossword puzzles, it could be working out, like getting a Pilates membership. Whatever hobby that you feel called to, just start it. You can start small too. Now, next on what to do is go outside and spend some time in nature, okay? Taurus is earth energy. You want to be honoring the earth in any way that you can. So go outside, spend some time outside, go for a walk. I know that here in Boston, oh my goodness, right now, Saturday, and it's actually 80 degrees out right now. Like, I spent the whole day outside. It's so beautiful out. I don't know how it's going to be next weekend when the Taurus new moon is happening, but I'm manifesting that it's warm. Wherever you are, just go outside. Even if it's cold out right now, just go outside and just spend some time in nature. For me, I will be going on my little hike in the woods. I have this like favorite trail near my house that I love to go on a hike with, and then I would also just like go up and sit in a tree. And I love to manifest on trees, which is our next one, is hug a tree. Like, hug a tree and talk to a tree. Earth energy, obviously, Taurus energy, also stabilizing energy. Trees will stabilize you, and trees are also very, very healing. Talk to the tree, like live in that little whimsical energy. Hug a tree. Tell the tree your problems. Like, treat the tree as if it's your therapist, and they will absorb all that energy and then like get rid of it. And then they will also like put positive energy into you. They will literally heal you. Like, trees are so magical. Next is obviously check what house the new moon is transiting in for you. So pull up your transit chart. If you do not know how to pull up your transit chart, I do have videos like on my TikTok, and I've explained here on YouTube before as well. But if you want me to make just like a one YouTube video going through every detail possible on how to pull up your transit chart and exactly how to read it, I can totally make that for you guys as well. But I'm just gonna kind of go over like the brief overview on how to pull up a transit chart. So first, you're gonna go to Google, search up AstroSeek Transit Chart Calculator, and then you are going to put in your birthday information. The time you're born at is very important for the houses, and if you do not know what time you're born at, it's best to just put 12 p.m. But the time you're born at is really important because that's what like sets up your house system. Then you're gonna put like where you were born, and then you're gonna put the date of the new moon in Taurus. And this is where the peak time is very important to put in. So 3:31 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but make sure that you obviously adjust accordingly, and it's in the description if you want to check your time zone. And then it'll give you your transit chart, and basically what you're gonna look for is the orange moon on the outer circle, and you're gonna trace it back to your chart and see what house it is in. And what's on the inside, that's your birth chart. The outside is the transited planets, meaning those are the planets in the sky at that exact time. And this is also like, if you know your chart really well, you can look to your chart to see exactly where 7 degrees of Taurus is, because that is where it's going to be transiting. And you can look at it that way as well. But if you do pull up a transit chart, it will like show you like where Mars is, it will show you where Pluto is, it will show you where Lilith is, it will show you where like the fixed grand cross is as well. So you can not only look at the house that the moon is transiting, but you can also look at the house Mars is, house Pluto is, the house Lilith is in, and like all those areas just kind of come together, and it will tell you a story on the energies of your own personal life. In the area of your life that the moon is transiting through, it is the area that intention wants to live, and a new intention wants to like grow, where you are meant to plant a seed in right now. And last is what to do is revisit your values. Where are you pouring your energy right now? Are your relationships? Is your career? Is your thought process? Is all of that, is that all aligned with your energy? Is that all aligned with who you want to be? Also with the Saturn and Venus conjunction too, this is about setting intentions based on love and not based on fear. And it's about emotional maturity. So really take a look at your values. And this is your sign to see if your values currently are aligned with the values of your highest self, the next level version of you that has all of your manifestations. Because if they're not aligned, then you know what needs to change. Now, what not to do, number one, is do not bypass the tension. It is trying to guide you. Do not ignore the tension. Do not ignore any challenges. Do not ignore any like feelings of like this is like a little too much for me right now. Do not ignore it. Dive deep into it. Dive deep into the feeling. You may feel a little emotional, like new moons in general, like full moons too, like they will make you feel a little bit more emotional and a little more just like activated than usual. So lean into it. Feel it all. Don't just ignore it. Don't just push it to the side. Live in it. Dive head first into it. Let it guide you. Take that energy and then transmute it into power. Next is don't manifest from lack or desperation. Taurus energy manifests from worthiness. You have to believe that you are worthy. You have to truly believe in the core of every cell in your body that you are worthy and deserving of what you want. And you have to stop wanting it so badly. Listen, like you can't want something and have it at the same time. Like you can't want something so badly and have it at the same time. Like obviously you can still have a desire for it. Like for example, I was talking about this on my TikTok and someone honestly brought up a good point that is worth talking about, worth thinking about. Like you can have your phone right now, right? And you still want your phone. Like you still want it. I still want my phone. Like the money in my bank account, I have it, but I still want it. I still want to keep it. But I'm not like reaching for it. I'm not desperately wanting it. That's what I mean by that. This is the law of detachment too. Like you don't want to be, oh my gosh, I need this thing. Like I want this thing right now. Like I'm not going to be 1,000% complete without this thing. You don't want to have that energy. Listen, because like if you're wanting something so badly, the vibration, like that vibration you're vibrating at, like you're not going to be wanting that thing so badly if you already have it, right? That's a different feeling. That's a different vibrational frequency. That's a different field of energy in the quantum field. So you need to let that go. You need to just trust. And also like when I say like letting go of your want, like stop wanting it and like practicing the law of detachment, that does not mean that you need to stop desiring it. That does not mean that you just give up on it. Not at all, actually. This just means that you are trusting in the universe. You are trusting in divine timing and you are letting go of the reins because you know it's going to happen regardless, because you know that every little desire that comes up, that it is possible for you. You know that everything is possible for you. You know that everything that you could ever possibly want can be yours no matter what. So you're just letting go of the reins and trusting in God and trusting in the universe to give it to you at the exact time it is meant to come in your life. Next is don't pretend you don't know what needs to change. Okay, you know what needs to change. Be real. Get real with yourself. You know what needs to change in your life. You know what you need to stop doing in order to get to the place that you want to be at. You have the choice. You have the choice right now to decide. And don't blame it on consistency either. I do not want to hear that. Like if I'm just consistent with this thing, then I will have this. No, it does not matter about consistency because you are consistent with waking up late every day. You are consistent with your procrastination. You are consistent with not going to the gym. You are consistently eating bad. You know how to be consistent. Trust me, you know how to be consistent. What you need to learn how to do now is be disciplined. This is that Saturn energy right now. You need to learn discipline, because you can also be consistent with going to the gym every day. You can also be consistent with waking up every day. You can also be consistent with making your bed every day. You can be consistent with doing the habits that your next level version of yourself, that your highest self, the version of you that has all of your manifestations, you can be consistent with all the habits that they do. You need to think about identity, that version of you that has everything you want, that's already living the life that you want. What habits, what values, what morals do they have? You do it now. You start doing it now. You become that person no matter what. Stop blaming it on consistency. And you know what you have to do to get there. You know what you have to change. And if you don't, it's your sign to do that shadow work. This grand fixed cross is showing you exactly what needs to change. Whether it's your mindset, your habits, your relationships, your boundaries, don't gaslight yourself. Listen to what your body, your heart, and your triggers are saying. Next is obviously don't avoid the shadows. Do that shadow work necessary, okay? Be real with yourself and do that shadow work. Let the truth come out. Let it come out. And you can use the shadow work in the New Moon and Taurus workbook to do so. It's personalized to you in your birth chart. Chapter 3. Now this is how you're going to manifest, and this is how you're going to alchemize this fixed grand cross and use this tension and turn it into power and turn it into your glow up and turn it into money in your bank account. This tensional triggering energy is just insanely alchemical. Here's how to work with it, not against it. So here's how to alchemize. First, I want you to have this ingrained into your brain right now. Tension is not a block, it is a charge. And when you learn how to hold that charge, then you create momentum. And this fixed grand cross is pressing on all of your pressure points right now. What you want versus what you feel safe enough to receive. What you used to be versus who you are becoming. And what's comfortable versus what is possible. Instead of trying to bypass the tension, you lean into it, because that's where the transformation is. Now, let me say this with love and with no fluff, okay? Manifestation is not just about thinking positively, okay? It's not about saying a few affirmations and hoping that the universe delivers. It's about becoming the version of you that can hold what you are asking for. It's about becoming the version of you that can hold what you are asking for without self-sabotaging it, without shrinking it, without burning it down, without feeling unworthy of it. And the truth is, a lot of people don't manifest what they want because they are too afraid to face the tension that comes with that breakthrough. But here's your secret. Tension is a portal. Resistance is raw power. Pain is packed with gold. This fixed grand cross is pressing down on your identity, not to punish you, but to try to get you to stop avoiding the version of you that was meant to be born, the version of you that holds everything that you could ever possibly want. This is transmutation into power, right? Taurus is there to teach us how to receive, but Pluto, Mars, and Lilith, they're here to teach us how to transmute. And then we have that Taurus energy allowing us to receive it. This is how real manifestation works. You feel the fear and you stay anyway, and you use that fear. You meet the discomfort and then you don't run. You see the pattern and you don't collapse into shame. You change that pattern. And most importantly, you stop reacting like your old self and you start responding like your new self. You start responding like the version of you that has everything that you could ever want. And in every instance of your life, you respond like that version of yourself. You think like that version of yourself. You smell like that version of yourself. You walk like the version of yourself. You make your decisions every day like that version of yourself, because that puts you in that energy of that version of you. And then you have no choice but to then become that version of yourself. This is how you flip stuck energy into magnetic energy, alchemizing shame into confidence. Number one, obviously, you're going to get clear on what it is that you want, right? And if you have not done identity work yet, I highly, highly suggest you do identity work. I have a whole video about identity work. If you don't know where to start, go there, but I'm going to briefly explain what it is. So first, you figure out what it is that you want, right? And then you take all those things that you want, and instead of manifesting a specific thing, you don't want to be doing that. You want to manifest the version of you that already has all of these things all in one, okay? So you want to create a new identity for yourself. So what I like to do is I like to write down all my manifestations, and then I will think about the version of me that has all that manifestations, and I will give myself an alter ego name. I will name that new identity. So it could be Alexie 2.0, it could be a totally different name like Stephanie, it could be Gigi like my middle name, like whatever it is. I'll pick an alter your ego name, I will list down all the values very important with this Taurus new moon, all the values that this person has, their morals, how they think, how they feel on a day-to-day basis. What are their most important habits? What are their most important routines? What's their morning routine like? What's their night routine like? How do they walk? How do they talk to people? Like, who's in their circle? What do they do on a day-to-day basis? Like, are they working a 9 to 5 or are they working on their own schedule? Like, do they have their own business? What do they see every time they look at their bank account? What do they feel every time they look in their bank account? How do they feel when they wake up every morning? Are they disciplined? Are they working on a schedule? Are they listening to their intuition? How long is their hair? What does their skin look like? What does their workout routine look like? Like, literally get so freaking detailed on who this person is. And the most important thing is getting detailed on how this person feels. And now, every single day, you are going to act like this person. Like, fake it till you make it. They're gonna act like this person, like you are them now. You are no longer Alexie, dead. Hold a funeral for her. She's dead. She's gone. No, you're Alexie 2.0 now, okay? So you wake up every day feeling like her, thinking like her, moving like her, you're doing your makeup like her. Every single day, you are gonna pretend like you're in this person. You're gonna pretend like you're in a movie. That's what helped you. Like, you're in a movie scene every single day, even when you're alone, okay? Not just like when you're out in public, when you're with people. More importantly, when you are alone, doing normal everyday things, doing your makeup, getting ready, doing your skincare, like your night routine. You are gonna look at the world in the lens through your higher self. That is step number 1. That is identity work. And listen, manifestation isn't a one and done thing. It's not a one and done thing that you do on one new moon and then you stop doing, you stop thinking about, you stop being mindful of it. Like, no, that's not what it is. A manifestation is a lifestyle. You go through every single waking moment manifesting. We're manifesting right now. I'm manifesting right now. You're manifesting right now, like watching me. The way that you're standing, the way you're sitting, the way that you're listening to me right now, you're manifesting. You're manifesting who you are right now. So first of all, take a second. How are you sitting? How are you standing? Are you like crouched over? Would your highest self be like sitting like that? Or would you be sitting like straight up with your shoulders back and down, right? Like, what do you look like right now? Like, if you're in bed and you haven't showered in 3 days, think about it. Would your highest self, the version of you who has all your manifestations, would they be doing that right now? No. So get up, pause this video, go shower, and then come back, do your skincare routine, come back and continue watching. Like, every single second. If you're watching me right now and you're thinking that's too hard, no. Would your highest self be thinking that's too hard to do? No, you'd be like, that's so easy to do. Think about it like this too. Every time you check your bank account, even if you have $2 in your bank account, who cares? Whatever. You have $2 in your bank account? No, you don't. In your head, no, you don't. Be delusional. This is how I manifested like making $1 million at 25 years old, okay? You're delusional about your bank account. When I had zero money in college, like literally zero money in college, I would make myself feel that I already had all the money in the world. Like, I would check my bank account on my phone, even if I had like literally $5 and I was like transferring money from my savings account to my checking account to make sure I had enough money to buy like a coffee. I would pretend that I was in a situation that I was transferring like $100,000 into my high yield savings account, which I didn't even have a high yield savings account back then, but I would literally just imagine and visualize and feel that feeling that I would feel checking my bank account and seeing $100,000 in there. I would feel that. I would like completely disregard reality and just live in fantasy land, live in fantasy, because if you live in that vibrational frequency, you then become that and then you attract that. There is no other way. Like that's just how life is. And if you continuously live in that frequency every single day, every moment, you think, you feel, every moment in that vibrational frequency of your higher self that is a millionaire, you are that person. Like, what? Like, you are that person. Like, I want you to realize that manifestation is not just a one and done thing. It's not just one time manifesting and feeling like that version of yourself, and then you go on throughout your bad habits through the day and you prove to the universe that you are actually not that person. Like, you can't have like, oh, like, no, actually, like, today I'm gonna decide not to be like my highest self. I'm just gonna not go to the gym today. I'm just not gonna do my work. I'm just not gonna like do my projects or do whatever it is, do meditate or your spiritual hygiene. I'm just gonna take a break from it. No, you don't get to take a break from it. Okay, no, you are the next level version of yourself, and you need to think to yourself right now. If your next level version of yourself is someone that like wakes up at 6 a.m. every morning and goes to the gym and has your dream body, but you don't want to do that. You don't want to go to the gym. You don't want to like have like, if your dream self is someone who is famous and you don't feel comfortable in the public eye, if you get, insanely emotional, if you let every little comment affect you on your TikTok post, on your Instagram, on your YouTube, if you let those little comments affect you and you know that like you're gonna feel like anxious every time and you're gonna like really, really care about what everyone thinks about you, you need to work on that first, because you're not making space for that fame to come. You're not letting the universe know, you're not letting you know, you're not letting the God know that you are ready to hold that space to be famous. You are not ready for that because you can't deal with that. So really get real with yourself. Can you deal with that? Can you deal with that lifestyle? Do you want to do that lifestyle? Like, think to yourself, the life that you want to live, think about it like this. What relationships would have to leave your life in order for you to get there? Be real. What relationships would have to leave your life? What people would have to fall away? What habits would you have to break? What perceptions would you have to stop? What victim mindset would you have to let go of? What would actually change if you got what you wanted? And can you hold that space? What identity would you have to grieve in order to be that new identity? You're gonna have to hold a funeral for this old version of you that you are right now. You're gonna have to hold a funeral for her. You're gonna have to mourn her. Like, literally mourn her. I don't care what you have to do, just mourn her. Like, I'm not even kidding. I got a haircut. Like, my hair is really short and I went into my haircut with the intention that I am no longer this old version of myself. This is also a great way to like step into a new version and like release. I was like, I'm no longer this old version of me. When I step out, I'm literally cutting off memories of my past. I'm literally cutting off a piece of me. You are, right? By cutting your hair. That's why I love getting haircuts and doing this. Cutting off a piece of myself. And then when I leave that salon, I am a whole new person. And literally that day, this was yesterday, by the way, I felt like I was actually mourning the old version of myself. And I think I felt that way. I think mostly I was like, at first, I was just kind of thinking, oh my gosh, I'm mourning my hair. Like, I'm mourning my hair because I'm not used to having my hair so short, but this is obviously what I wanted. But I'm mourning my hair because I'm not used to having my hair so short. But then I realized it's actually deeper than that. I'm actually mourning the old version of myself. That's what I feel right now. I felt so strongly and so intensely. Like, I was on the phone with my boyfriend. Like, I feel like I'm grieving. I feel like I'm mourning. I was mourning the old version of myself because I no longer relate to her. I don't. And that's okay because I'm ready. I'm ready for the next stage. And then today I woke up and received like insane news because I let myself go. I let that old version of myself go. And I'm getting so emotional right now just even talking about it because, my goodness. But you have to be 1,000% ready. And you have to also like feel worthy of it. You have to feel like you deserve it. And you have to also like make yourself cry. Like, use your emotion to get there. Emotion is the most powerful thing that we all have. So powerful. Like, if you use your emotion and you feel like the version of yourself, if you put yourself in this scenario that you already have your dream job, you already have your dream relationship, you are already a millionaire, how would you feel? You would feel so good, right? You would feel so good. You'd wake up feeling secure, wake up feeling stable, wake up in peace. Channel that emotion. Emotion is the number one medium to your subconscious mind. Study Neville Goddard's teaching. Like, he teaches all about that. He preaches about it, but it's true. And literally, like, when I grew up, I hated how I felt so much. I hated it. Like, I always thought that something was just so off about me because I would feel 1,000 times more than other people would feel, like in relationships and just different scenarios in my life and moments in my life, situations in my life. I hated that. So I hated that part of me. I wanted to stop feeling. Like, I would literally search up, like, how do I stop feeling so much? Like, ashwagandha, like all of this stuff. I would be like, I need to stop feeling all these emotions because it's not normal. But guess what? It's a freaking superpower. And I think that's why I'm like such a master manifester now, is because I feel so much and I can alchemize my feelings and I can like manipulate my feelings into becoming a new version of myself. And if you are someone that feels so much and you have struggled with that and you just feel down about it or feel like, it feels a little too much, just know that emotions are so incredibly powerful. And now that is my favorite thing I love about myself. That is the number one thing that I love about myself. And I will always preach this and I will always talk about this because it is so important to learn. And it's also so important to learn that when you are going through your everyday as your new identity, you want to be feeling like that version of you. You want to be channeling those elevated emotions, especially in meditation too, channeling those elevated emotions. That's why a lot of my meditations too are just deeply rooted in emotion because I want you guys to feel it. And I know a lot of you say that like you sob after like every meditation, and that is what I want. I want you guys to sob. I want you guys to get deep and get real with the core of who you are. And I just went on a long tangent. Okay, so I just came back because my battery died for the second time throughout filming this video, but it's okay. I love being here for you guys, but I am going to reapply my lip gloss right now because I just yapped for so long and I was not planning on getting that deep into identity work and almost crying again on camera with you guys, but I needed to reapply my lip gloss a little bit. But this is the Dior Lip Glow Oil in Mahogany. I've been obsessed with this recently and you guys always ask me what's on my lips, so I'm gonna let you know. Anyway, so let's get back into it. So first, obviously, what we were talking about is you have to get really radically honest about what it is you want to receive and what you're still scared to receive. Like, what identity do you need to grieve, right? What would actually change if you got what you wanted? What relationships might fall away? Like, what is going to be different? And it's important to do the shadow work on this too. Listen, you can't manifest wealth while also feeling guilty for wanting more. And also, don't ever feel guilty for wanting more. Don't ever feel guilty for wanting designer bags or wanting like a lot of money in your bank account or like wanting like material things or just wanting more for yourself. Like I saw a TikTok the other day about this girl saying this, and I'm about to go on another tangent, but I saw this TikTok the other girl of saying like you do not have to be guilty for wanting more for yourself in your life. Like you don't have to feel like you need to be humble and you need to want less because that will make you a better person. Like wanting less does not make you a better person, and wanting more does not make you less of a good person. You can want whatever the heck you want out of life, okay? You can want those designer bags and still be like spiritually in sync. I like the finer things in life, but I also obviously love to find peace within myself. But I think of it like this, like we're basically all like little Sims, right? Like this physical world is just a little play area for us. Like this is a game. Our reality is a game and we get to choose what the heck we look like. We get to choose what we wear. We get to choose like what we have in this game. And if you want that designer bag, if you want like expensive luxurious vacations, have it for yourself. Like who cares? Like this is your reality. And if you want that for yourself, you can have it. You can have anything you desire. Don't ever feel bad for wanting more. That is seriously something that like I feel like isn't talked about enough in the spiritual community, because I feel like if you think about it, like a lot of people think about it, like if you are so spiritual and you know you don't want material possessions, you don't want any of that stuff, and I get that point of view. Like you shouldn't look to material possessions and look to money to be this whole thing that make you happy. Obviously that's not what I'm saying, but what I'm saying is it's not bad for wanting that stuff. It's not. So don't let anyone make you feel like it is. But anyway, you also can't manifest if your nervous system makes you feel like it's unsafe. That's why it's so important to regulate your nervous system too. You can't manifest love if your nervous system feels that intimacy is unsafe, right? You have to clear the space before the blessing can land. Like you clear the space so then that it can come in. You need to make space for it. Now next is based on that identity that you created that has all your manifestations, that is your highest self, that is the happiest version of yourself possible. You are going to write down your identity code and you're going to use this as a form of like affirmations throughout your day. But when you say these affirmations, you're going to freaking feel it. Like we just talked about, you're going to feel all of it. Like make yourself cry. You can do mirror work with this too. But you're not gonna like just say something like I want or like I am wealthy. No. The version of me who lives in abundance knows her worth is non-negotiable. She moves with grace. She moves with precision. She does not shrink. She does not attract. She does not chase. She attracts what she embodies. And I embody. She is me. I am her. It is already mine. And you're gonna feel like that. And then you're gonna do one thing 5% more like this version of yourself, or go full throttle 100% more. Be like that person. And also next is remember, like you want to transmute in the moment. So next time you feel like you're spiraling or you feel a little negativity coming on, or someone even talks badly about you and you have a hate comment, or if you're overthinking, or if you're binging, or if you're avoiding, or if you feel like you're giving up, or if you're in a negative mindset, you're in a bad mood, you're having a bad day, you're down on yourself, you're judging yourself, you're feeling bad about your body, stop. You're gonna stop. You're gonna pause. You're gonna be very mindful that this energy that you're giving yourself could be negative in the moment, still energy that you can move and you can transmute into power. You want to stop and pause in these moments like this, and you're going to ask yourself, what is this moment asking me to alchemize? What can I alchemize from this energy? You're going to ask yourself, what energy is rising right now that I usually regret? You're going to ask yourself, what energy is rising right now that I usually reject? And can I hold it without numbing it? Can I feel that energy and then use it for something else? This is how you collapse timelines. This is how you quantum jump without like faking it. You know what I mean? And if someone ever leaves a hate comment or whatever, you can set the intention, like every energy that is thrown my way, whether that be negative, whether that be positive, whatever energy. And if someone pours their energy into talking about me or pours their energy with my name in their mouth, that energy just transforms into more money in my bank account. Okay, you can say that affirmation and you can live by it. You just have to believe that that is true. And that is alchemy. Alchemy is taking pain. And you know how like when we go through a breakup, afterwards we all receive like the biggest glow up ever? That is because we're using that pain, we're using that heartbreak, and we're turning it into energy to get to the gym. We're turning it to energy to glow up. We're turning it energy to get our lives together. We're turning it energy to eat better and to look hotter and to be the best versions of ourselves. We're turning that pain into power. That is alchemy. And if you guys want me to make a whole other video like going step by step on like everything that you should do in the moment if you are having a bad day or if you're feeling a little negative about yourself and how to like truly just like get into that mindset, I could totally make a video for like that with you guys. But the biggest thing is if you are in a bad mood, the biggest thing that gets me out of a bad mood is I will literally, this is called somatic shaking, but I will plant my feet on the ground and then I will start shaking my hips side to side in a figure 8, and then I will just like literally violently shake your hips. Okay, we hold a lot of trauma and negative energy and pent up energy in our hips. So once we do that, this is like a somatic practice. It's also regulating your nervous system, your parasympathetic nervous system as well. You're getting rid of all that pent up energy. You're getting rid of all that like negativity within your body. Like you're releasing all that trauma, and then start shaking your hands so violently and releasing it all from your body. I swear it works and you just feel so much better. That's just something like instantly in the moment that you can do to feel better. You can also like box breathe. You can also like heavily sigh a lot of times. And I can go into a lot of this for you too. This is also a lot about like regulating your nervous system in the moment as well. So if you guys want me to make a video like just diving more deeper into that, because this video is honestly so long, I can totally make that for you guys. Just let me know down in the comments. Also, you want to be anchoring your manifestations into your body, okay? Move like her, feel like her, walk like her, eat like her, talk like her. Manifestation is embodiment. You want to be embodying your highest self, every little thing that you do. So ask yourself, what is one tangible action that you can do right now that your highest self already does? Pick that one thing and do it this weekend. Next is something that really helps me is like choose something every day and do it more like your highest self. So for example, like if you're ordering coffee, like order your coffee like your highest self. Even if it's like 1% more, 5% more like the version of yourself that you want to be, act 5% more like that person. Get yourself in that frequency every day. Also, something that I do a lot, this is just an example of something that I have done, is when I signed up for my new Pilates gym at a new location, so Solid Core at a new location, on the app, I changed my name from Alexie to Gigi because at the time, Gigi was my alter ego name and I was trying to manifest some things under that identity, which I already manifested by the way. But yeah, so I changed my name to Gigi, and so every time I would walk into Solid Core, which was every single morning, I would put on kind of like the persona. I would put my alter ego on, basically act as a character. I'd walk in, my instructors would be like, oh, Gigi, doing that amplification, like, all right, Gigi, ready? You know what I mean? Like how they like hype you up. I think that was like the best, that's honestly like the best form of it, because you hear that name, you hear your alter ego name and you're like, yes, I got this. Like I am her right now. Especially when you're working out, like you're using that energy of working out to alchemize it into manifesting, right? And so I would show up every day as Gigi and I would be called Gigi. So I would be hearing it in my brain. I would be, our brain always looks for proof for our manifestations, and our reality always like is looking for proof, even if we're just like hearing it in our like in our ears, right? So when I had all my instructors being like, Gigi, hey Gigi, how are you doing today, Gigi? Like, what's your name? Gigi. You're hearing that, your brain is receiving that proof and thinking that like you are already living in that reality of Gigi who has all her manifestations. So eventually, which wasn't long, I became her. Now I am her. Well, now I am like next level version times 5, honestly, because I I manifest a lot. I change my identities all the time. I'm constantly always growing and always striving for something more, but I love it. But yeah, I became her, and it was just a really fun way to do so. And also, like, you can, every time you meet someone new too, they don't know you, they don't know your identity, they don't know your story, okay? So introduce yourself like your highest self. You can even tell them a fake name, like your alter ego name, right? Like, hey, like, I'm Stephanie, and you're not Stephanie. You're like, hi, I'm Stephanie, and I work at, like, I don't know, whatever it is you're trying to manifest, right? If you're trying to manifest a new job, like as a lawyer, oh, I work at this really good law firm, right? And you just tell them a story. You're trying to manifest like a move to Dubai. You can be like, yeah, I'm from Dubai. Like, yeah, they're little white lies or little fibs, but these people don't know you, okay? Just like act like your highest self. You eventually will become her. And now, like, back to the solid core story, they all still call me Gigi. I can't change my name again with that solid core, but yeah, they all think that my name is Gigi. And I think it's so funny, but I love it. And that is it for today. That was the video. And this was a really fun video to film, honestly, even though my camera died like literally 2 times and I had to wait till my battery to charge, but it was okay. It was okay. But really, this new moon in Taurus is not just about planting seeds, because it is about planting seeds, obviously that earthy energy. It's about becoming the version of you who's ready to hold what you're calling in. And right now, with no planets retrograde, yes, Juno is retrograde, but it doesn't really affect our forward momentum too much. It's mostly about relationships and commitments. So we still have that forward momentum. This is really giving us that green light to go. This is your sign to do it. Everything is aligned, and that version of you, that new reality that you want, it is ready when you are. Take this window seriously. Move with it. Use with it. We have no retrogrades, and we have this beautiful manifestation energy until May 4th. Don't let this be just another new moon that you watch from the sidelines. Utilize the energy. And if you guys want, you can download the new moon in Taurus workbook to help you ground and to help you clarify and to help you manifest and to help you alchemize the energy of this fixed grand cross. And it's personalized to your birth chart, and I will have it linked below. And also the new moon guided manifestation meditation experience is also a great tool that you can use to alchemize the energy as well. And I will also have that linked in the description. And as always, if you made it this far into the video in today's episode, comment, let's see what ancient number, comment in 888. And I chose 888 today because it really relates to Taurus energy, that abundant energy, because 888 is all about abundance. It's about wealth. It's about flow. It's about divine overflow. And that's exactly the energy that we're all claiming right now. So comment in 888 if you made it this far and if you want to claim that energy too. I love you guys so much. Thank you for spending this time with me, listening to me, and being here with me, and just your presence and your energy. I can feel your energy through the screen right now, honestly, like, and it's beautiful. And I love you guys so much. And I love the community that we're building here on TikTok. And I'm so grateful for every single one of you. And I'm so proud of you. And I know that this is your moment, and I know you're ready. So let it grow and be proud of yourself too. And I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one.